Good morning, everybody. This is, well, it's not a sit-down vlog. It's in the car vlog, but I'm out doing taxi this morning. For those who don't know, I'm a taxi driver right here in Las Vegas. So if you come and visit, you might end up seeing this face as your driver. So, you know, tip good. Taxi drivers are gonna tip. So this video was actually inspired about a video that I was watching with Kendra G in her TV show on YouTube or whatever, her live events. And there was a video that I actually commented under about the lady. She was looking for love. She divorced her husband because of her husband had erectile dysfunction, and she divorced her husband because he was 25 years her senior. And I replied under that video and expressed that I understand I'm going through the exact same thing she did right by divorcing her husband. I finna divorce mine for pretty much had the same exact reason. And I put this comment here, and I'm gonna input it right here. I put this comment here and I got flooded with responses, and this is just a few of the ones that I got. So this video is inspired by that situation because I want to explain in details what it's like being in a situation like that with a man who has erectile dysfunction. You hear a lot about women who can't produce children. You hear a lot about barren women who, you know, got a hysterectomy, or she can't give a man and she feel less than a woman and she's crying and everything else. But do we ever talk about the men who has erectile dysfunction? We don't talk about that. And what it's actually like to be in a situation like that. You know, it's a very hard situation. So let's talk about erectile dysfunction. So I'm not finna try to diagnose erectile dysfunction. Because I'm not a doctor. The closest I've ever been a doctor was a nurse assistant. And I was a nurse assistant for a long time. So have I seen erectile dysfunction? Yes. But you don't understand it until you actually deal with it. So, we're finna talk about in my experience with dealing with ED. And so before we even get to it, I want to get you guys to like this video, comment down below, because I want to know what you guys want to talk, what you guys think about it. Is there any other women dealing with it, and is there men dealing with it, and what do you guys do to combat your ED, and does it even work? Maybe it'll work for my husband, who knows? So I'm open for suggestions. So again, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get it. Okay, so let's talk about it, shall we? Okay, for those who don't know, I've been with my baby father. Well, I met my baby father in 2005. August of 2005. We've been on and off for years. We decided to get married 6 years ago. Before we got married, this is when he started having like ED problems. It wasn't extreme, but it was bad enough where it was causing issues. Prior to us even getting married, it was causing issues. Then we started going to the doctor. And well, I took him to the doctor because I think he was more ashamed of going himself. So I gladly took him to the doctor, no problem. I went to the doctor. We found out exactly what it was. He's on medication for seizures and his bipolar, which suppresses his libido, which is making him hard to get an erection. He can't go without the medication because of his bipolar, so he needs the medication. Sadly enough, at that time, 6 years ago, I was about 26? No, not 36. 36. I was like 36 years old. No, is that what it was like? 6 years ago. 32? Let me just hold the bitch in my fucking hand. 39, 38, 37, 37. Okay, yeah, 32. So 6 years ago, I was 32 years of age. And it was becoming a problem then. We was talking about it, trying to figure out how to fix it, going to the sex stores, watching erotic films. He's taking Viagra, Seroquel, I think that was the name of it, or whatever the shit's called, the generic versions of Viagra, the actual versions of Viagra, anything that we possibly think that could help. In this situation, we was trying. So for any responses to people was just like, you was just cheating on your husband. No, I was not just cheating on my husband. I didn't start cheating on my husband literally until later on. And it wasn't like a consistent thing. It was just like, man, I really need some dick. Because it wasn't like he wasn't giving me oral sex, because he was. He was giving me tons of oral sex all the time. And the oral sex was fantastic. But after a certain point of having oral sex, that's why even lesbians have to use a strap-on, because after oral sex and you come, you still want to feel penetrated. So that's when even lesbians put on a strap-on and fuck each other, because they want to be penetrated. So oral sex is good up until it's not. So I was like, okay, great. So I was still busting a nut, but I wasn't getting the nut that the feeling that I really, really wanted. I needed to feel a body on top of me. I need to be, held in someone's arms. I need to be pulled closely. I need to be fucked deeply. I needed all that stuff, what I wasn't getting after the nut was over. And then you give him oral sex, and then the deed is done. This deed is done. Okay? So I needed more. So I was just like, man, I was like, have you ever seen that episode of Sex in the City when they was in the cafe and they were all talking about it, and Carrie was like, I just need to feel the weight of a man on top of me. I need a man. That's exactly how I began to feel. So back then it was anger that was building up. We was beginning to argue all the time. We wasn't like, we was losing the attraction to each other because well, I'll speak for myself. I was losing the attraction for my husband because I wasn't being penetrated. And sex is very important in a relationship. If you most people don't really realize that. I didn't realize that until sex was actually taken out of my relationship. And then the feelings that binds you together, that makes you want to stay with someone a longer period of time, is gone because you're not being penetrated. Like, so all those, attachment feelings and, oh, he's mine. Oh, I wish you would cheat and I would kill you. All those feelings that you would normally have is slowly leaving because you're no longer having physically being connected to someone, because you're not having sex with that person. So just because I was just in desperate need of sex, I slept at that gear, I think, met 2 people. So in a year, 6 years ago, during my marriage, I slept with 2 people in that year. We were arguing so much, we was going to therapy. We were talking to my parents. Embarrassing, but we was. My father told him, well, you need to figure out something to do. You need to take her to the sex store. He told him to get a strap on. Get a strap on. You need to do something. Get some toys to keep her satisfied. You need to do something, because if she's telling you right now that she haven't done anything, she might. I know my daughter. My mother told him the same thing. I know my daughter. If she says she's not doing anything, she's not doing anything. When she tell you she's doing something, then you believe it. She's telling you she's doing something. So at that time I wasn't, because we was trying to figure out what to do, because as a woman, you feel you want to be, desired. And I'm sure a man too, but it's different for a woman. Men throw themselves at us all day long. We gotta fight men off with a stick. It don't give a fuck what we look like. Fat, sloppy, gut, no gut. Men will fuck anything. So we don't have to work like extremely hard for somebody to want to fuck us. And I'm speaking for me in general. I have a full pot in all. I've gained weight over the years, lost weight, gained weight, finna lose weight again in 2025. I'm like, so I don't have to work hard for a man to want to fuck me. So for your husband is the one that you want to fuck you, and you don't get fucked by your husband all year. All of a sudden you go from having sex with someone to not having sex at all. It's a hard adjustment. So before I got back with my husband, I had broken off with my husband. I was dating someone, and that person, my crazy ass ex-boyfriend, was like we were fucking all the time, you know what I mean? Fucking several times out of the day. He was like humping me just because. He just wanted to hump. Like, he didn't give a sister a time to get horny. Like, oh, I just want to... No, before you even say, I want to... He's already inside of you, fucking on you already. Like, he don't give you an opportunity to want to fuck, because he's always inside of you fucking you. You know what I mean? Like, so... It was different. And then you get with my husband, and then you're not fucking at all. Under no circumstances are you fucking. You're like, what the fuck? What do you got to do? Like, you're sucking it when you're giving him oral sex, and it's not even moving. It's not getting aroused. It's not even giving the assumption that it want to get hurt. Like, it's just completely flaccid. It gets frustrating. Like, eventually it turns you off, and it did. It turned me off to the point where I don't want to try anymore. Like, I was trying for so long to figure out what to do to get this man that want to have sex with me. I'm like, I could just literally take my clothes off with my ex-boyfriend right now, and he'll be ready to go. I can give him a kiss, and his penis is already, hard, and he's ready to go. And you're like, I just gave you a kiss. Can you back up? You're like, man, once you give me a kiss, my penis is like, what's she talking about? What's she talking about? Bend that ass over. So what can you do for your husband? I didn't know what to do. You tried everything under the sun. You bend over. You put on sexy clothes. You like, I didn't know what else to do. You take him to the doctor. Doctors say do this. Doctors say do that. You do what you do. What you want to. You do what you do what you think you can do until you run out. You don't know what else to do. What else do you do? I don't know. Hell, I have no clue what else to do. I didn't know. And it's not to say anything is wrong with my baby father. This is just my experience. So it became a real major issue in our relationship. That's not a lie. We became angry with each other. We was arguing with each other. Then the stuff that we was doing, I don't know. We was having other issues, which was turning other issues in our marriage. What we was doing was oral sex. He ended up doing it with other people. Like, a lot of things was happening in the marriage, which destroyed our marriage anyway. It was just a whole lot of things going on, and so instead of him verbally telling me what he was feeling at that time, he was just going out doing other shit that he didn't supposed to do, which was causing more and more problems in the relationship, which was causing more and more distance between the two of us, And like, so I'm trying to be a good wife, trying to be understanding here, trying to get in the mind of, why do you feel you need to do this? Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? We're trying to fix an issue, and you're adding more issues. Like, what's tea, bro? What's tea? What is tea? Help me help you. But it's hard. So, me in this video, because I had experience with it, I just put my own personal... I just put my own in on it. Like, this is why I did what I did. I'm like, because if you never been a woman who's dealt with a man, I knew the women that's over 50 probably will understand, because most likely their husbands, if their husbands are over 50 or boyfriends are over 50, they're most likely going to be soon, if not already, dealing with erectile dysfunction. So when I see videos of, like, people calling women cougars and affairs happening with younger men, women that's dating younger men. I understand why they're dating younger men, because younger men can give you sex a way an older man cannot, because their stamina isn't up to par anymore. They may be dealing with ED. There's stuff that they are dealing with that a younger man is not. So like Drea Michelle, she's 40, dealing with a 20-something-year-old. Keisha Cole in her 40s dealing with a 20-something-year-old. I get it. I dealt with a 20-something-year-old myself. Why? Because they can give you sex the way you want to. They may not be as mature as a 40-something. They may not even be as stable. But the one thing that they do have is great penis. So I understand when women cheat, they cheat younger for one reason. Because we're in our prime in our 40s. We want a lot of sex. This is when we want to fuck you like jackrabbits when we're in our 40s, because we're going through something. And we need somebody who can keep up with us, who can fuck us like we want to. And a young person can. So I don't hate on Drea. I don't hate on Keisha. I hate when they, fall into relationships with these young guys instead of keeping it exactly what it is. It's a sex thing, especially Keisha Cole. Drea Michelle produced a child with somebody. He's in the NBA. She created a bag. But Keisha Cole, you don't supposed to fall in love with somebody like him. You're supposed to use him for what he is. Your penis man. Off topic. I got off topic. Anyway. So it did cause problems. So when a woman is dealing with a man who she's married to, because if you're not married to him, trust me, just throw him away. Don't waste your time. What are you holding on to him for? He can't have sex. He can't have sex with you. Move on with your life, because you're just going to be miserable. When you're dealing with a man who you're married to, you have to deal with it delicately, because nobody literally understands what you're going through unless you are going through it or have gone through it in the past. Nobody will understand that. So when my friends ask me, how are you holding up? How are you dealing with it? It's hard to explain. Like, I'm sexually frustrated. You're sitting with your therapist. Your therapist get it. Your wife is telling you she needs to be fucked and she's sexually frustrated. What are you going to do? And then he turns around and don't fuck you. When you're on the phone with your best friend and you're talking to her, got her man on three-way, and her man is telling you, what do you sit here on the phone with us arguing back and forth for? Your wife is saying she need to be fucked. Go fuck your wife, and he don't fuck you. And he's like, I still don't hear you clapping her cheeks. By now, I would have shoved my dick down her throat. And he does nothing. He's been being told over and over what needs to be done, and he don't do it. What do you expect? You expect me to become a virgin? You expect me to become a nun when I'm not getting what I need? No. And what my husband liked to do, especially when we go to therapy, what my husband liked to do was play the blame game. My husband was good for that. Well, she don't. Well, she didn't. Well, she didn't do A, B, and C. She didn't give me what I need. She didn't arouse me. She didn't put in any effort. She didn't. That's what my husband liked to do. He liked to play the blame game about what she did, what she didn't do. Instead of saying, this is what I need to do, this is how I'm going to help, this is what I'm going to do, because it's not like we haven't told him. I've told my husband, this is what I need. We don't have to have sex all the time, but I do need a lot of romance. You need to make it up for somewhere. His romance is providing, which is great. You can provide me a home, we have a family, we have this, that, and the third. But I'm talking about the intimacy part. Are we hugging? Are we kissing? Are we cuddling? Are we watching movies? Any of that, he's very timid. He'll lay on top of you timid. Like, can I do this? Like, she's gonna say something. The first thing he'll say in therapy is, well, she's saying she's telling me what I can't do. If I try to lay on her, she'll say, get off me, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of being rejected. He's been saying rejected word for 10 years now. I'm tired of being rejected. I'm tired of being rejected. You know what my ex-boyfriend do? I don't give a fuck what you saying. No, bitch, get your ass over here. He gonna lay on top of you anyway. He gonna chase you around the house anyway. He gonna make you lay down with him anyway. He gonna do everything that you told him not to do. He gonna do it anyway. Because that's my ex-boyfriend. He don't give a fuck about what you said don't do. He gonna do what the fuck he wanna do. If he want his girlfriend next to him, guess what you gonna do? You finna sit your happy ass next to him and watch his movie. If he want his girlfriend in that bed, guess what you gonna do? You gonna be in that motherfucking bed with him until he say otherwise. He do not give up. And that's what I be trying to get through my husband. I don't give up. I am your wife. What are you afraid to do? Everything. You're afraid to do anything out of rejection. I'm like, even if you went to another female, you're going to be scared too, out of rejection of what she's going to do. I'm like, you don't have no confidence. And that's another big turn off for my husband, is because he have no confidence. He don't believe that, he's worthy or worth anything. Like, either you're going to be, give me the dick or not. Make me suck your dick or not. Eat some vagina or not. What are you afraid of? That's, allegedly I'm your wife, right? What are you afraid of? Just do it. Do I have to tell you, okay, it's okay to, eat some cat today? Do I have to tell you that? If you want to do it, just motherfucking do it. Prior to the ED issues, I never, my partner, whoever that partner may be, I never tell them no unless it's at the time of the month when I just don't really want to be touched. Other than that, if you want something, get it. Most likely I want something too. We have space and opportunity, get it. My husband don't have any confidence. He don't believe in himself. That's an issue. That's a major issue. So it affects a woman's self-esteem after a while, to make her feel like the person that you want to be fucked don't want to fuck you. And then my husband used to say, it's just you. I have a problem having sex with you. I can go out here and have sex with anybody, but when it comes to you, I can't. So I used to always be like, well, why the fuck are you bothering me if you can go out here and have sex with anybody you want? Then I bring that up in therapy. Then it's, I used to just say that to make her mad. What? You're trying to turn down somebody's self-esteem when you say that. I can go out here and fuck any bitch I want to, but I can't fuck my wife. Why? Because you don't find me attractive? Is that what it is? You don't like me like that? I would never not forget that they used to tell me that. And no, he's not going to get a pass for saying that, because it's not the first time he said it. He used to say it all the time. But he want people to forget that the stuff that he used to say to me. No, if you can have sex with anybody, then go have sex with them. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. If you can go have sex with anybody, go have sex with them. Why are you settling not to have sex if you freely can have sex with anybody you want? Why the fuck are you bothering me? Go have sex with them. Why leave somebody who you can have sex with for somebody who you can't have sex with? Does that make sense? So I'm saying, though, it affects a woman's self-esteem. It affects her desire to even try. And after a while, you stop. And for me, I did. After so many years, I stopped having the desire to. It didn't turn me on no more. It made me, eventually was like yuck. Like, I don't want to anymore. And then, for the man, I can't exactly say what a man is going through, but I know he's got to be going through like pure embarrassment, because that's what men is known for, to have sex, to produce children, to penetrate, to sleep around, and then all of a sudden that skill that they've been known to do since childbirth, now they cannot do it. They have to go through pure embarrassment. Like, I cannot literally please my girlfriend. Like, what in the hell? The one thing I'm supposed to do, I can't do. They have to be going through. So I can't imagine what that got to be like for him. So I'm not going to take that away from any male that's dealing with ED. I worked in a nursing home for a very long time, in hospital. So I've seen ED on elderly men. They cannot get aroused. I've seen it. But to actually be at a younger age, not in the elderly age, but a younger age, and my husband is only 43. So if it dealing it at 43 years old and you dealing with erectile dysfunction and there's nothing you can really do to fix it at this point, you gotta have a lot of self-esteem issues tied behind that. So I can't imagine what he's going through mentally when it comes to that. So that probably accounts to his fear and his embarrassment and his confidence issues all tied up in one, because he can't perform. So he tries to perform in every other way. Financially, I'm giving you the world because I can't give you this D. So with me saying what I said of with them, what I understand, because I live it and currently live it. And I still haven't technically walked away from my husband physically yet. But in the bed, I have walked away because I'm not getting what I want. I've asked in therapy, hey, let's have a Nick Cannon relationship. You know, he has a lot of other women. You have as many women as you want. I have many men as I want. Let's have Will and Jada relationship. We can stay married for the rest of our life, but we have an open relationship. You know, you see who you want to see, but we hold this family thing down until the end of the earth. You know what I mean? We never separate. He said no. I said, let's just have an open relationship, period. He said no. We have to figure out something to make both of us happy. I'm like, let's go to swinger clubs and be free to sleep with whoever we want to. He says no. Like he's not open to anything other than me be with him. Even though I'm not with him, he's not open to me being with him. So what the heck does he expect? What the heck does he expect? He expects me to continue to be faithful even when I'm not having sex with him at all. And then on top of that, it's not like I haven't told him what else that you could do. You know, there's plenty that you can do. When we went on a cruise in April, we was getting into it on a cruise ship. Because I'm like, I need more romance. I'm like, this is most of the romantic things you could do is take a cruise with somebody. I don't feel romantic with you at all. No holding hands, no feeding me food, not gazing into my eyes. Now, I took him on the top of the roof thing on the cruise to try to give him oral sex, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. I need some spontaneity. I needed something, and it just wasn't going. Like, it wasn't going. It wasn't going. It wasn't going. So now we're at a place where we just really feel like roommates. Like, we really don't sleep together, and when we do sleep together, I might sleep on the other end of the bed. Like, he'll sleep up here, I sleep down there. Or if I don't want to sleep in the bed, I'll sleep downstairs because we have a townhouse, and I sleep downstairs on the couch. And he snores anyway, so I just don't be feeling like arguing or fighting with him to either go downstairs because I don't feel like hearing him snore. I'm like, we don't even cuddle. We don't do any of that, what a normal couple would do. He's asleep. I want to cuddle you. I want to feel close. If I'm on the other end, he might grab my leg and wrap it around him or something like that. But it's nothing like, like real intimate. I get out the car, he drop me off. I'm like, bye, peace. It's nothing. I'm more intimate with the people that I work with. Like a guy that I would work with, I'm more intimate with him than I am with my own husband. And he be saying it all the time. You just get out the car and be like, bye. And then I walk up to the guy at work. Then we're holding hands. We walking through like he's like an actual boyfriend. I'm more intimate with him than I am with my own husband. That says a lot, right? That says a lot. And yeah, so it's just really this is my truth. I'm telling my truth. So a man who is dealing the men, because it was more men in anything that was commenting on it, like he should pay you alimony for wasting his time, and it was a lot of things being said that had nothing. And it was more men. So for the men out there who's dealing with ED, unless you're actually dealing with ED, you don't understand it either. You don't understand it until it's going to happen to you. Eventually, every man eventually runs into this issue with ED, and they're expecting with their wife to just stick with them and stay by them with ED. We may, but guarantee after a certain point, we're going to cheat on you too, because we need sex. We need sex, and we may not want to cheat, but guess what? It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. We don't go in trying to cheat on you. But after a year or so, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I'm telling my truth of what I've been going through and what I've put up with all these years. So hopefully, this video can help somebody. Men, if you're going through this, don't be ashamed. Go. Let's just say, I'm not judging any man with ED, but don't be quick to say something to somebody because you don't know their situation or what they actually been through. This isn't something that I just chose to, I married a man who had ED. No, it happened over time. And over time, you try to figure out things to fix it outside of what you can afford. Like, he need a surgery, and he's not too quick to want to go to the doctor. I would be at the doctor every fucking week trying to figure out how to fix it. But my husband, instead of going to the doctor, what he do is he buys stuff off of TikTok or whatever to try to, shit pops up in the mail. This pill, hoping stuff works instead of just going to see a professional about it. He still won't go see a professional without me having to grab his arm and taking him my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? But so it has something to do with the man willingly to actually, help himself. My husband just refused to get the help that he needs for himself. So I don't know. This is what's going on with me, and just where I am. So I literally physically checked out with my husband because I don't desire him anymore in that way. Maybe if he come with a hard penis, I probably would. But he's not coming with a hard penis right now. He's coming with a flaccid one, and I don't want a flaccid one. I don't want anything to do with it, to be honest. So that's where I am. So if somebody have an option, what they did in the past that helped them, I would appreciate it. Maybe it'll help us. If they're taking organic meds, if they're taking vitamins, if they're eating a certain type of food that gets their husband's or their man's libido working, put it down in the description box below and let me know so I can relay it to them so we can give it a try. Because I don't know the answer, but I'm willing to listen to people who have an answer. So I'm going to end it there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys got to say. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Bye.